I realize I'm biased. I realize this, but I can't ignore this anymore. You see, tonight, until Tatum's injury, this was Brunson and Tatum back and forth, and Brunson scores 18 points in the third quarter. And I tweeted out, well, if Brunson can score every single time he gets the ball from now till the end of the game, I think the Knicks will win. And it's almost what he did. But Mikal Bridges hit some shots. He was on a heater in the fourth quarter. But I'll tell you what, man, Jalen Brunson has not just become an all-star, he's become a top 5 NBA player. Like I'm serious now. Like outside of Jokic and Giannis, I don't know there's another player I want instead of Jalen Brunson. And I get that I'm biased on it. Right now, after this game, obviously I want Brunson number one. But I don't know that there's another guy besides Jokic and Giannis I would want over Jalen Brunson. And you want to argue with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, okay, but top 5, Jalen Brunson's become a top 5 NBA player with the clutch shots he hits. Nobody hits shots like him as great. Hey, Steph Curry is great. Guess what? Guess who's got more big shots, more go-ahead shots in the fourth quarter this year than Steph Curry's gotten his entire career? Jalen Brunson. He finds a way, despite the fact he is undersized and not fast. I get it. He's not the typical person you would think of when you think of best players in the NBA. He's not a physical freak. He's not someone that you look at what he does and he's throwing up a big block in one end of the court and running it and ramming home a dunk at the end. But outside, I'm telling you, Jalen Brunson's become a top 5 player in the NBA. You're talking about the best player on the Knicks. Clearly, it was, hey, Brunson can't. No, he's proved I'm the guy ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is a great number 2 for the Knicks, but outside of Giannis, who's now 30, and Jokic, who's still in his late 20s, is still the best player in the NBA. Outside of those, I don't know there's another guy I want on my team ahead of Jalen Brunson. Again, I get I'm biased, but what you can't ignore what he's able to do and how he's able to control games the way he does, right? You can't ignore that.
And that's the thing, right? You go through it and you parse it out. You're like, all right, I want Luka, or I want SGA, or I want Edwards. And then you watch what Jalen Brunson's able to do. It's unconventional, right? He's a stout man. A couple of times he almost dared the Celtics to take the ball from him with a wild dribble as he spins into the lane, somehow able to still control it as they swipe over the top. I think they think he's taller than he is. But either way.
He looks so tall when he's coming at you, but he's not.
The shot is not a classic-looking shot. Like, all of these things, because a couple of times he took a shot. I was like, wow, that was terrible. It's like, that looked no different than the last one. Like, what are you yelling about? You thought that was off. Because the one he shot before went straight through the underside of the net. It was the same weird motion sweeping to the left.
He can find a way, right? Just to think about Brunson for a second. He's great at leaning in and causing contact, getting to the free throw line. Everybody's upset, but he finds a way to do it. He hits those right? He hits straight-up jump shots, and he hits fadeaways. And that's the thing about the guy is that when you can hit shots from all those different directions, right? We talk about Jason Tatum a lot, right? How Tatum can come down and just straight up get his shot better than anybody in the NBA because he's taller than anybody, the handles he has, I can get a 3 over anyone. And then if you send somebody out to me, I'm going to blow by you to the hoop. Yes, guys like Wemby can hit 3s and Jokic can hit 3s, but they're not blowing by guys to the hoop. They're finding their way to the hoop eventually because they're not as fast. But Tatum can blow by you. I can hit that shot. Brunson can hit them in so many different ways. He can lean, he's straight up, his fadeaway is what makes him such an incredibly effective offensive player because there's no way you can stop that. If the guy can fade away, you're going to foul him if you go after it. So if you're accurate on those fadeaways, whether it's a three-pointer on a fadeaway or I get into the lane and it looks like I'm stuck, but I'm going to come back into the fadeaway, you're fouling him because you're landing on him if you're going to stop that fadeaway. He has so many shots that are almost unstoppable, and you would think at some point, okay, for an undersized, slower point guard, teams are going to find a way to do it. They can't. They can't find a way. Where teams have found a way to stop Steph Curry late in the fourth quarter of games, getting his own shot off or even making a big pass. They've yet not found that way with Jalen Brunson. It's not like they haven't tried. It's like, okay, here's the best player on the Knicks, and I hate hearing, go New York, go New York. I hate hearing it, but okay, but we're going to find a way, and they have not found a way to stop him yet. I mean, really, you talk about the ascension of him. He's gone in the last 2 years from, really good under-the-radar signing. He can be a really big part of what New York having something going on, be the point guard. Then it was, hey, he's potentially their best player to he's an all-star. He's a top 5 player in the league.
Dude, it's a good thing that it looks like it's going to work out for the Mavericks.
Yeah.
No, but look, it's hard to argue him too far down the list, right? Because you're still trying to look at what's ahead. And with a 3-1 lead and Tatum likely done, we'll see. But certainly that does not look promising for the rest of this series, let alone this calendar year. As we look at that injury as he went down in a heap in the final minutes of that game, it's the what guys have actually gone and finished the job, right? Kevin Durant, you're still putting him up against anybody, but does he have the surrounding cast to where he's winning anything substantive? Right? Because that's the other thing here, right? As good as Brunson is, and as you want the ball in his hands, you saw once again what happens when the Knicks actually commit to playing defense, and that was impressive, right? So maybe down the stretch, they're just well-conditioned guys. I don't know. There's still another couple of rounds of playoffs to go. But not exactly relying on the bench for much of anything, once again, for Tibbs. The live and die, not quite Redick light, but bordering on that in terms of how much effort you're going to get off your bench. But, yeah, so Durant's still one of those top 5 guys. But it's a list of guys, most of which who haven't won anything, right? Edwards hasn't won anything. Yeah. SGA's not won anything. He's going to win an MVP. But when we're talking about closing the final deal, yeah, I mean, we put all those guys into the scramble, and then you just decide which city name for the omelet you like is.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you think about the clutch gene, he hits everything. Right, he hits everything. Right, the reason why he's the most clutch player in the league, but because
he got an award for it.
Yeah, I mean,
how about that? What was the award? Was it? Did they steal it out of a car?
Yeah, no.
There's a clutch.
This is like in this year, this year of hacks. Gene Smart, sorry, spoiler alert. She gets the late night gig, so she's hosting late night, and they want to boost her ratings, so she gets the female comedic achievement award, whatever it was, a made up award, just to to push her profile up, so it seems like it's, hey, she gets the female comedian award. Like, this is what they do to players in the NBA. Hey, let's make awards for everybody. Here's a clutch player award. But okay, I'm glad it's out there, because is it a made up award? Yes, but it makes everybody realize this is the guy that hits those shots at the end of games. You can talk about guys like Edwards and SGA and all guys with the ball in the hands at the end of the game. I'll ask you this. If I said to you, final possession of a game, okay, final possession of a game.
Kobe.
You could have anybody in the NBA right now. If you have anybody, and I don't mean just in the playoffs, I mean anybody that's an active player in the league right now. You could have any player with in the final minute of the game to have the ball to take your game-winning shot. Who are you taking over Jalen Brunson?